Yes, hello and welcome to the final round here in the Formula 11 Championship Season 16. We're here in the Abu Dhabi, the Yas Marina Bay, and we've got a special guest tonight.
This has gone amazingly well, hasn't it?
Right, so, hiya Fisi, welcome.
Hello, I am back in the country box once again after my previous guest appearance in Suzuka, and now I'm back for the final race here at Abu Dhabi to round off the season in the most important league in AOR. It's true. Why are you laughing?
It is. It's been an exciting season. We've still got second place to sort out here in the championship, so let's get straight into the action. We've only got a couple of minutes left of qualifying, so we've kind of missed most of it, but who cares? Partyfuchs is currently on pole. Menk, our championship winner, is 35.9. Only, well, it's 3 tenths, quite a gap. Partyfuchs is an amazing performance. Shame he hasn't done this at any other point in the season. We've got Jack in third at the moment, SLI, Cramps is fighting Joker, and Joker's away down in 10th. So them two fighting out for second. Everybody kind of on their outlap for their final runs in this qualifying session.
Indeed, of course, worth noting people's tyre choices that have set their best laps on. Menk in second, having set his lap on Ultra Softs, and Cramps in fifth on the Super Softs, actually, which is the slowest compound of the 3 available here. But it does look like, let's see, that actually Menk have gone out on the Hyper Softs for this final run, whereas Cramps has gone on the Ultra Softs, so there could well be some changes to the order yet.
Yes, I believe Cramps is on. No, he's on a lap. Onto the first of the two long straights. DRS wide open. Or above 200 miles an hour. Through past where Hildenberg got flipped. McLaren lets him past. Got a yellow flag in sector 2. That might hurt the Haas, but I think it's just the McLaren going slowly. Let's go on board with Cramps for this final sector. We've got quite a tight and twisty final sector. Comes to the braking zone for the hotel, misses apex by country mile. I hate to say other apex is alright. I'll make sure you avoid the wall on the outside, but carry on as much speed as you can. Not too wide on the before the final corner onto the line. Where does Cramps go up at the second?
In the second, and meanwhile Joker has popped himself up into, well, he was second until Cramps disposed of him and put him down to third. But here, another one who's improved on the Ultra Soft tyres.
Looks like Joker might be going for another lap here. He has tended to do a couple of lap runs in qualifying. It does hurt his tyres in the race, but track position could be worth it.
Ooh, the big lock up, but he managed to get it slowed down actually.
Will he improve? Let's look at the lap data. I'm not sure how accurate this time of data is, but checkered flag has fallen. He is a 10.5 down. Not sure if that's on the leader or his own time, but
Partyfuchs has retired from the session, which is that he will not improve his provisional pole time at the moment. Jack Joe has crossed the line to sit in third place. He's just over 10th off pole position. Steve Jackson in fourth now. He's also retired from the session. Some really fast times coming in at the end here.
Here comes Joker now around the final corner. Missed the apex a bit. Can he improve on his time? Oh, up at the second goes Joker.
Look how close it is as well.
It's only by 100th of a second and a bit. The top 3 separated by less than a tenth.
Here comes Cramps as well across the
Cramps
line.
up the line, doesn't improve on his time. Menk, though, our drivers' champion.
As reprimanded goes up to 8th from 10th. And then Maxwell goes up to 8th instead. Which pushes Legends out of the top 10.
There are many championship fights left, but Menk gives up on his lap. There are many championship fights left in the aye. Quite a few.
To update me on exactly what the status is between the guys fighting for second. What's the gap there? And who are
5 points between Cramps and Joker. We'll get into that once they're setting up their things, but we'll wait for the final qualifying results to come up. And here they are. Party Fuchs takes his first pole position of this season by 13 thousandths of a second. Cramps is in third. The two championship rivals for second, right next to each other. Jackdaw in fourth. He'll be looking to finish ahead of Menk to help Ferrari in the teams, although it's pretty tough for Ferrari if Menk finishes the race with points. SLI 7th, Maxwell reprimanded, and Kane Jr. in 10th. We've got Liggins, Magnussen, and the rest of them.
Indeed. I think unfortunately it was Hinyaldi that will be propping up the field down in 14th position. But it's going to be a long race ahead of us, a lot of things can change. Alright,
while we wait for the drivers to set up their struts and get onto formation lap, we'll look at the last race results. And Cramps took victory last time out. Menk wasn't there. He took, obviously, on his party from winning the title the week before. Didn't turn up to Brazil, so Cramps won and Joker was second. And yeah, we've had Bellamy or Jackdaw in third and Tim fourth, but Tim's not here tonight, unfortunately, because Tim was in the fight for was it fifth in the championship, and reprimanded was fifth. Steve Jackson sixth. Steve Jackson found some pace this season on the game. Maybe he'll get even faster if he signs up to next season. And Jay in 8th, Kane 9th, and Liggins was 10th. Moving on to the drivers' standings, then we've got, of course, Menk has already won, he's got 32 point lead, and got Joker on 201 and Cramps on 196. So Cramps really needs to, well, win the race. Joker second, or one of them to have a disaster. And Maxwell, who was in the championship fight, he was Menk's main contender for most of the season. Of course, had a disaster in Austin with his game crashing, and then couldn't turn up to Brazil. So he's in fourth, and looks like he's going to easily finish fourth with 25 point gap ahead and 60 point gap behind. And then the fight for fifth, Ryan on 114, SLI on 113, Futiyad, who hasn't raced for a long time, 107, and then Tim, who isn't here, on 106, and then Victor Wassa on 99. And then there's some fights further back for 12th, 13th, 14th. They're coming round to finish their formation lap here. We'll quickly look at the constructors, because that could also be crucial. Sauber leads by 28 points, and Menk's the only Sauber driver, so the Ferrari drivers are Maxwell and Jack, looking to see what they can do tonight. But they'll need Menk to have a disaster. Right, here we go.
They're missing half the field. I can only see 8 cars. There they are!
Yeah, it was similar to last week, where the McLaren seemed to slow up the rest of the field.
I thought they got lost around the formation lap, but it seems like everyone has made the grid safely. They're ready for the race.
So Parry Fuchs lines up on the left, Joker on the right. 5 red lights. And we're away. Joker gets pretty good start, but here comes Cramps down the middle. They're free wide, going to turn 1. Joker takes the lead, and Partyfox gets forced out wide. It's Joker and Cramps, championship rivals right next to each other. Partyfox trying to hang around down the side. He doesn't manage it. Jack down 4th, Menk 5th, Maxwell still 6th. Steve Jackson is at the head of the rest of them.
Indeed, big battles further down as well, with McLaren challenging Williams. That is reprimand on Legends. Oh, and it gets very close to Torosso of Steve Jackson as well through the hairpin. And look at the front, there are Cramps is all over the back of Joker, and Partyfox as well. There could be another 3 wide, just like we saw into turn 1.
Yeah, they come into the braking zone. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? Looks like Joker's going to get turned in first. Oh, Partyfox, Cramps, oh, they're squashed in there. But Cramps gets away fine. Partyfox fell back to down to 3rd. Reprimand picks up a penalty.
Oh, that's a DRS board, I think, has been blown up there by one of the cars. It's actually Jack Doe is trying around the outside on Partyfox. That's not going to work, and that's put him under pressure from Menk, who was made up 1 position from where he started. All the cars jostling for position there. Partyfox is still attacking the Ferrari ahead of him, and this is giving the top 2 quite a gap out in front. So Joker doing what he needs to do. He needs to finish ahead of Cramps. So if it was the other way around, then Cramps would take 2nd in the championship. His reprimand has fallen to the back, and he's spun into the braking zone by the hotel. Oh, Menk got save.
Oh, what a save we saw in the background there from Menk, as Cramps somehow does the fastest lap when he's not even first. And Partyfox, disaster, all that one down to 4th place. He might have been feeling the pressure being on pole for the first time. Jack up into 3rd. Jack, what we've seen from Jack in recent races is quite a long strategy on his 2nd stint, and he makes it work usually. We'll see what he can do here with a bit of clean space and not fighting. He might be a contender for the race win today.
Yeah, I mean, he's made up a position at the start, so that's all you want. It's been a kind of disastrous start for Partyfox on those hyper softs, which obviously won't last as long as ultra softs either, so he really depended on getting a good start over Joker and Cramps if he wanted that strategy to work relative to those 2 anyway. But we'll see how that pans out. It's basically half the field on the ultra softs and half the field on the hyper softs at the moment.
Let's look at the tyre data for everybody though, as Fisi says, half the field on the 2 different tyre compounds and nobody on the, well, apart from reprimanded, on the super softs.
Oh, there's a big crash for Maxwell. Oh, and the 2 cars behind him have come together as well, I think. Martinsen was getting touchy with SLI possibly. They're still battling actually through the 3rd sector, and Maxwell's dropping down the order. He's under 13th. Oh my goodness, on my screen anyway, the SLI, the Force India was jumping over the back of the Haas, but he stays behind.
And Maxwell season has went from good to bad to worse, and looks like he's going to be fighting by himself at the back here tonight with a new front wing. Joker leads, but Cramps is only half second behind him, and he's going to have DRS. He had such a better exit out of the hairpin as well. He's got DRS wide open. Is Joker going to defend? He does, but then Cramps takes it all the way to the left, and he's got the inside. Joker breaks a bit early till locks up. He's looking to get the over and under and over. Joker now with a run. Can he get back at Cramps straight away? Cramps defends, Joker round down the right. Can he take the Hamilton line? Oh, he outbreaks him! Brilliant stuff from Joker to retake the lead.
Wow, fantastic battle. They've just both used DRS on each of the straights to pass and then repass in Joker's case, the Haas driver. And it's turning into a really good battle for the lead of the race. I mean, there's clearly some rivalry going on here between the guys that are also fighting in the championship, but of course Cramps really needs, I mean, it's like you said, it's only 5 points between them, isn't it? So if Cramps wins this race, he will also get the points he needs over Joker, as he's had a little lag spike there. Maybe he's suddenly dropped a couple of tenths further back on Joker, so it's now 0.8 of a second the gap. Joker's really pulled away through that final sector to give himself some breathing space, and that's actually brought Jack Jaw slightly into as well. He's now just about within DRS range, so that could get interesting come the next back straight.
Menk is also coming up to the back of Party Fuchs, and the 4-time, 5-time race winner looking to put the pressure on. It looks like he might get past him through DRS here. The front looks like we've settled down for now. Cramps looks like he might have made a mistake up there, and he might not have DRS, but Menk not close enough to Party Fuchs.
Oh, side by side for 9th. Inyaldi has made his way up from last place where he started, and actually now makes a move on Kane on the straight there. If he can make the braking work. Oh, my goodness me! Legends! Oh, there's Biggins come out of nowhere there. I was watching from the onboard of Kane, and just all of a sudden the front nose of the Williams pops up. So now it's those two guys side by side for 10th place. Wiggin with the inside line. So if he can outbrake Kane, he should have a pretty easy move. He's braked very late, way too late actually. Got off the track. Let's see if he can rejoin safely. He does indeed rejoin behind the Renault. So some interesting battling going on there.
He made his teammate take avoiding action though, and yeah, it won't be Williams. Pitwell won't be happy with that.
They didn't have enough to be unhappy about these things.
Too right. As Maxwell and reprimanded actually next to each other right at the back, and Maxwell, the better, much faster driver, it's already passed, and he'll pursue the two Williams as SLI and Magnussen having it out. Magnussen's had an absolute disaster this season, been at the back for most of the time and retiring, but he's having a solid race.
Maxwell,
so far.
big crash in sector 3.
And
He has stopped on the track, gets the car going now, but he's going to be way behind the field. Both him and Reprimanded have had absolute disasters here at the start of this race.
I feel like a retirement might be coming here from Max, but hopefully he'll continue for the final race of the season. Gap out front, 2 seconds now.
Well, Joker's really put his foot down now.
Well, I was getting some inside information from Joker's engineers saying that he wasn't very happy about this track, but he
wasn't happy about the track.
Yeah, well, about his own pace around the track, and he's sounds like we're talking rubbish.
I am unhappy about this track. Let's remove it.
Yes.
But he seems to be doing well though.
Yeah, Joker looking for his second win of the season. Haven't won in Austin. Party Fuchs down in 5th. Menk has actually passed him. He missed that, and now Menk is closing right on the back of Jack. Got Hinyaldi still on the back of Magnussen.
Inyaldi is charging in his race. He's looking for that most positions gained trophy, I think, in this one. Maybe it was tactical to start from the back to give himself a huge spin from Magnussen. I think he's just taken too much of that curb on the outside coming out of turn 3, and he's dropped behind basically everyone that was close. So down to 12th place, and he's still struggling with that car, and he's on the ultra soft, so it's not like he's on the one of the guys on the hyper soft where you'd maybe think the tires would be starting to fall off already. You'd think the ultra soft still has some grip in them, but Magnussen may be pushing a bit too hard as Reprimanded has retired from the session.
It's a shame there, a disaster at the start, and Magnussen, after saying he was doing well, is now right at the back again, so he'll be looking forward to next season. I wonder if Cramps has any damage. He's fallen quite far back here. Jack and Menk are right on the back of him.
it's interesting though. Those 3.5 seconds. That's obviously was very much matching Joker's pace at the start of the race, and even looked faster at times when he flew past him briefly. So I'm not really sure why. He is suddenly struggling. I can't visually see. I mean, this camera isn't the best. Let's try go on board. Well, the left side of his front wing is there anyway. I can't really see the right one because of the halo.
No, it looks okay from the broadcast cameras I'm getting. Yeah, looks like we've maintained the gap a bit the last couple of sectors, but let's see if Menk can now get the run on Jack. It's with India.
Cramps managed to just about get Jack though out of slipstream range, which really is not what Jack needed, because now he'll have Menk all over him.
Not close enough as Menk, so wait, it's got. He's not really. Oh, dummy! Oh, not quite. And Ferrari hangs on for now.
So Menk is the reigning, the champion, right?
Yeah, Menk is champion.
So he's just having a nice little chill Sunday drive here, but
Well,
clearly still wants to get a good result to end off the season on a high.
Well, there is still constructors to wrap up. There's 20 points between Sauber and Ferrari, so I mean, Menk ideally just needs to get some points, and Maxwell's right at the back, so it's
Ferrari really would need a good double result here to have a chance, I think.
There's a few gaps starting to appear as Kane and SLI coming into the pits. SLI getting a new front wing. Kane won't, and he's going to jump SLI in the pits. SLI on 113 points.
Menk is getting close. Menk is getting very close to Jack Doe now, who doesn't really cover that inside line very well, but he does break later than the Sauber driver. So now he has to line himself up for the exit. Massive amount of oversteer though, it's not going to help. He has the DRS once again, but this straight is a little bit shorter. He's getting very, very fast, so Jack defends this time. Oh, Menk trying around the outside.
What a move! He gets a complete.
Done it.
Although he's run wide there, and now Ferrari's back up his inside. But Menk has the momentum and completes the move up at the third.
Here we go, Jack Doe valiantly trying to hang on, but he couldn't quite do it, and he's completely lost the car there. Avoids spinning it around, but that's DRS range lost already, I think, on the Sauber. And yeah, just misjudged the entry into the hotel area. And Cramps has picked up a penalty.
Yeah, that's not going to do him any favours. He wants to beat Joker in the championship. Joker tends to not get any penalties, and Cramps usually gets one or two, so it's not looking great. Menk might be Joker's closest challenger for the race win now. Although we've seen with Menk sometimes his setup tends to wear the tyres down when he's bolted off into the lead at the beginning, and then as we saw in Austin, Joker closed in on Menk at the end of the first stint. But yeah, so 3.5 second gap is what the Joker has now. Drivers spreading out a bit. Two Williams are close. Partyfook's hanging on to Jack.
Steve Jackson has been through the pits, by the way, since we last looked at him, so he's dropped to 10th, but that's only because he's pitted. I think he was running in around 6th place.
Yeah, well, he's started around there anyway, and Steve's first stints haven't done brilliantly. isn't done well when he does qualify high, but then usually comes back in the second part of the races.
It's interesting that Steve and Kane and Maxwell all have gone onto the hyper soft tires for the second stint, which surely means they're two-stopping.
Yeah, I was told by Toro Rosso that it would be a one-stop, but no, we've never seen anybody the whole season do the same strategy in one race. There's always been somebody that's done a different strategy, like Jack, for example, who's in the pits, and we're on lap 10 now. He'll be going to the end on those ultra softs. It'll be pretty long stint if he does manage it, but we've seen before.
Oh, Jack coming out of the pits!
Oh,
it's
really
just
close!
behind
Oh,
Steve.
that's it! Oh, and it's Magnussen. It's crashed again. Of course, they're getting a bit tangled up there, and he's been having a bit of trouble with that corners, Magnussen, and was it Steve he was in the tangle with? I think it was.
Either Steve or Jack. I think it might have been Steve just ahead of Jack as he came out of the pits.
Yeah.
So suddenly all three of them just converged on the same piece of road, and that clearly didn't work too well.
And now Steve fighting Jack, but Jack on well, only one lap younger tyres, but he's apparently on the, well, the graphics says that he's on the super softs, but picture says he's on the ultras.
Oh, but he's gone around the outside.
Great move there. That'll be crucial if he wants any chance of winning the race or getting on the podium.
I'm having the same thing. Oh, there we go. Wait. Oh, for a moment there, his tires did visually switch to the red striped super soft tires, but now he's gone back to the purple. So probably, I would say the graphic is most likely correct.
Okay. Magic tires deployed by Ferrari.
Self-painting tires.
Yes.
And Patty Fuchs has come out of the pits, and he's actually showing on the red super soft tires.
And he's actually on them, so he's going to come out just behind Steve. Roughly about the same gap he was behind the Ferrari before the pits. So we've got the top 6 on ultras yet to pit. Joker's leads increased 4.5 seconds.
It's looking dominant, is your Joker this race. This is interesting news.
Well, we've seen glimpses of race-winning pace through the season.
Williams battle, big battle,
yeah,
big lock-up as well from Biggin, is trying to go around the outside, and it goes side by side through the triple apex. Oh, there's still side by side coming out of it. Legends is hanging on for dear life against his teammate, who just wants clearly to just be the best Williams driver in this final race. And now all the guys who are pitted are coming up to the back of them.
So Chuck Door right on the back of Biggin. In fact, he might be looking at the inside here. He does. Oh, it went tight. He's going to have the run, and he gets past the Williams. Just about. Now going after Liggins, and the two Williams both staying out.
Oh, this is going to be annoying for Biggin first of all, who it's basically broken up this Williams battle as it's 3 wide. Oh, and Biggin goes to the bit of the track, and they all survive.
And Steve won't be happy. Patty Fuchs has got past them, and they're side by side now. With this fast right hand there into the braking zone for the end of sector 1, and Steve has to give it up. They're backing up now. The two Williams really creating a road blockage here.
Oh my goodness me! Has Patty just gone on a dive on both of them, and he's actually made it work?
Oh, Patty Fuchs does have Max Verstappen, and he's made a move. Two Williams still fighting amongst each other, not thinking about the implications of cars catching behind, and they're side by side now into the braking zone. They're going so slow.
Oh.
And Liggins stays ahead, or gets ahead. Can't tell.
Oh, he's gonna get back at him though.
They're still going.
That's an interesting line from
Oh, they're still side by side. Oh, Christ! Steve
Steve
Jackson.
Jackson is losing time from this.
He's now cut the corner and gets past 1 Williams, and he's actually got away from Party Fuchs. Now he's up the inside of the next Williams.
Oh,
He'll get that done. Liggins got a penalty for extending.
oh no! He's been forced out of the track, I think, and it's given him a penalty. And it's a stop go, so you have to serve it in the pits.
Unfortunate for
Oh,
him.
look! Joker's lost the lead!
He
They're on
has.
the pits out in front now as well, but I think he's lost the lead. It says 6 seconds, which would have been the last gap on the previous
He.
time they were on track.
He's had a front wing replacement. He must have hit the wall. Oh my god. Joker's bottling it,
Big bottle there.
and he's fell down to 8th. And Cramps is pitted, and so is Meg. So Joker had a big incident which he missed. We'll have to wait for the race highlights from the Toro Rosso team later
Oh,
tonight.
he's lost so much time. I mean, it was already 6 seconds or so behind Krams at the point he pitted, I think. Due to whatever incident he has had. And then, of course, get about 7-8 seconds extra for changing the front wing.
Yeah,
He
so
has a lot of work to do.
now Cramps in the prime position now to take second, and it's going to be very difficult for a Joker to somehow get back up. And there he was, so he was about 5 seconds behind, and now he's 15 seconds behind Cramps. He was
I think what Joker needs to hope for here is to try to get up to 3rd place, and then for Menk to catch Cramps, because he's only 1.3 seconds behind in the battle for the lead.
and Menk is actually looks strong before the pits, and of course Cramps has got that 3-second penalty, so Joker needs to find about 12 seconds really.
Only 12 seconds, not a problem.
Yeah, so disappointed to miss that incident, but Joker's not going to run away with a race win. It makes it a bit more exciting anyway. But here we have Kane Jr. actually, who has actually made his pit stop up into. Well, he made a pit stop 6 laps ago, and he's on the hypers for some reason. And
So everyone else has gone on the super softs. Steve Jackson and Kane Jr. on the hyper softs, so surely have to pit again.
so all the Renault get DRS on Toro Rosso Honda. Might be a bit far back. Oh, he's gonna break clear now. Steve keeps position. Senor, and Krabs gets another penalty. What's he playing at?
Ah, crucial for the race, crucial for the championship.
And Joker now might have a. Well, Jeff won't tell him exactly. He's 6 seconds. His rival's got 6 seconds worth of penalties, so he would have known from earlier that Cramps had a 3-second penalty when he was ahead, but he was 17 seconds behind. He needs to, well, needs to be 11 seconds. So he pulled a second, this Joker, but now he's got Kane and his teammate in front of him.
So if Cramps drops to 2nd place, Joker still needs 3rd to make sure Cramps doesn't get more than 5 points. 4th will not be enough unless Cramps drops another position. Maybe he gets more penalties.
Signoli picks up another penalty, and that Renault really round in the back of the Toro Rosso is helping Joker. And Joker get the run on the Renault. The Renault will have DRS on Steve ahead. So it'll be interesting at the break zone. Looks like Joker's a bit closer. Oh no, it looks like the Renault's gonna definitely get the inside. I think Joker follow him. We'll try.
Oh, impressive braking from Steve there.
A bit chubby broadcast cameras, and Party Fuchs gets the move done. Is Steve going to let his teammate through? They have done a bit of switcheroo movements early in the season, but Steve's not playing ball. In fact, he's contact with a Renault.
Oh, there's a McLaren!
The McLaren comes out of nowhere. Hignoli is now hounding Joker. Unbelievable. Really? What the hell is that, Hignoli? Nearly plows into the side of Joker. As we saw at Monza, Joker was on course to win, and then Hignoli ploughed into him. So Hignoli's got a bit of problem getting it stopped, and he's gone mental here. It's extending, and no wonder he's got a penalty.
Well, it's all kicked off a little bit in this battle, and this must really frustrate Joker, who of course knows he has the pace. He's got fresh tires as well. He has not really been able to use them though so far after returning from the pits. His teammate has, as he said, not played ball whatsoever, battling with Kane ahead of him, and that's just dropped him. Well, he's just dropped everyone much further away from the top four. Now though, Joker has got DRS, whereas Steve Jackson does not, so this should be a little bit more straightforward. We'll see if Steve wants to defend this time. He does not go defensive, but we saw last lap that he did try to break around the outside of the Renault that time. This time he has let his teammate go.
So Joker back up to 6th place, although he needs to really be in 3rd, and he's 10 seconds behind where he needs to be. So he is quicker than the two Renaults, so 12 laps-ish to go. Well, we need to head back up to the front because we've got Cramps being hounded by Menk. Our champion not settling for 2nd today, wants to win the finale. And Yaldi picks up another penalty, not a surprise, and well, Menk's been closing 2 or 3 times per lap here, and he's closing in corner by corner. He's going to have DRS. Decent exit, although I think he will just be close enough. Cramps is going all the way to the left. Will Menk send one up the inside? No, he's gonna wait. Closes right up to the back of him. Doesn't get the best exit though, and Cramps looks to be safe this time around. Right, so Menk might have to sit behind for another lap. Oh, these two are miles ahead of the rest of the field now.
They can afford a bit of battling, as long as, of course, Cramps doesn't get Jack Doe within 6 seconds of him. Then he might have a problem, unless Jack Doe also has penalties. Must be a little bit frustrating from Cramps' point of view to know that even if you stay ahead of Menk, you might not actually get the position and get the win because of the off-track penalties he has had. But of course, Menk, you never know. He could pick up some himself at some point in the race.
Let's have a quick look at the race director. And Cramps is 2 warnings away from another penalty, and Menk has absolutely no warnings at all. And Joker has no warnings. Well, has 1 warning as Joker, but so Menk doesn't really need to make the move necessarily. He just needs to stay within 6 seconds. But I'm sure he'll want to make the move on track and cross the line first.
So Kane and Steve have been through the pit lane. Changed now to the ultra soft tires to go to the end of the race. So Kane in 8th and Steve in 10th, but they will have, of course, fresher tires. Steve, though, has a big 8-second gap if he wants to get to Wigan. I mean, the two Williams drivers as well on the previous pit stop have really spread out. They're now 9. No, wait, they're what, 14 seconds apart all of a sudden.
Yeah, some big gaps appearing. Let's look back. The fights lower down the championship. SLI is set to finish 5th as long as he scores a couple of points. As J. Rayan is not here tonight, and Tim's not here. Victor Wasa, he's not here either. So, in fact, I mean, SLI looking pretty secure. No pressure. He's going to finish 5th. And Yaldi can't make any positions up. Chuck Doro, if he can score 3 more points than Yaldi, he'll go ahead for 11th. The constructors, there is a fight actually lower down between Toro Rosso, Force India and Red Bull. 20 points separating those teams. Toro Rosso 7 points ahead of Force India.
We have lost a Magnussen in sector 3, I think.
It's going to be fine for Haas, as Haas going to finish 6th easy in the championship anyway. Mainly down to cramps. But
oh, Partifix battling with Jack. Oh, for 3rd. Oh, they got side by side through the chicane. Oh, big snap over there for Partifix on the exit, as he's not able to make that move.
Yeah, our pole setters now had. Well, this would still be what is Partifix's best result of this season. I feel like it's. You know, Partifix has had a couple of podiums. Last podium came at Catalunya though. So, and his best finish since then has been 4th in Austria. So, this would be another good result for Partifix going into next season. Joker, though, after his disaster that we missed, 22.5 seconds off the lead. He's 7 seconds behind Partifix. He really needs to. Well, what does he need? He needs 16 seconds on cramps, and I don't think there's any chance of that happening. So, second looks to be decided, and the race one might be decided as long as Menk doesn't put it in the wall. Menk still hasn't got past though. Oh, and he's had a look. Bangs a diffuser. Don't think he's lost any his front wing there, but he's not going to have the run again. Pulls out to the right. Oh, and Cram's locked up, but just gets it stopped, and Menk still can't get past, but they're quicker, even while fighting, they're quicker than the guys behind, and Cramps goes a bit wide, but they'll stay in line through the hotel section. So Partifix a couple of seconds behind Jack. Jack gonna well set to jump Ignaldi in the championship.
8 laps remaining. The gap from Joker up to the 3rd place he needs to get 2nd in the championship is now about just under 8 seconds. So that's what he needs to close on the battle of Jack and Partifix.
Well, I don't know if you noticed it there, but Cramps picked up another penalty, and so Cramps now with 9 seconds worth of penalties.
Oh man. Luckily they're so fast, they are extending pretty quickly down to 3rd place.
So Cramps finishes 2nd and Joker finishes 5th. That's 8 points. Joker needs to be in 3rd here. He's 8 seconds behind Jack, so he needs a second per lap, and it tough around here.
Here comes Menk again.
On a helicopter camera here, Cramps defends inside easily. This could be one of the best defensive drives we've seen. Unfortunately, it won't count come the end of the race, but I'll give him.
It's all about honor and glory, about for the track position and for the cameras, for the fans.
Mink having a look there through this iconic hotel section, and still right next to each other, and Duck 2 seconds ahead of Parifux. Joker in 5th, and Yaldi 6th, Esli in 7th, 5 seconds ahead of Kane, who's 13 seconds ahead of Vigan, and Steve Jackson is challenging Vigan now. This is for 9th place, and Steve is 14th in the championship after raced in the first race and then didn't come back until Austria. Steve needs he's in a fight with Kane, in fact, but Kane is 1 point ahead in the championship at the moment, and he's currently in 8th place, so not looking good for Steve on that front.
Oh, Menk with a big dive bomb on Cramps. Oh, out of nothing, and he's made it stick.
Man covered the lead.
I don't think Cramps saw that coming, because he came from quite far back, but somehow got it stopped.
Amazing. So, Menk, we're going to have the bragging rights. Cramps looks like he's, well, it's oversteer there, and he's just falling back corner by corner. Now Menk, our champion-elect, just has 7 laps left to claim the final race win of the season. So Signaldi picks up another penalty. Joker now 6 seconds ish.
Oh yeah, it's only 2.7 from Partifix now. You can see him from Joker's onboard.
So about 6 laps to go here for Joker. He needs a second per lap.
I think he can do it based on the pace we saw at the start of the race, and the fact that he's got slightly fresher tires as well in the 2 cars ahead.
Yeah, and Jack and Partifix might somehow pick up penalties. We'll have to double check the race director here, as Jack has 1 warning just, and Partifix has got 1 warning, so not looking likely either of them will pick up a penalty at the moment. Cramps though still hanging on, and he almost had a go into the second long straight. He is keeping up. He has 9 seconds worth of penalties though. A bit wide there, but not letting Menk get away with it. He was going to finish this race first over the line. It's about the bragging rights, so I think Cramps is just a lag spike there. Let's check some lap times for this fight for third. Going to have Jack come across the line in second. We'll see him do a 1:41.2. Joker does a 40.4, so 8 tenths on the last lap from Joker. Can he needs to be more than that though. Per lap, every lap.
Yeah, Joker put his best lap of the race in only a couple of laps ago with a 39.9, so he is certainly trying.
Cramps is not giving up. And got DRS again, but he's not going to get back past this time. Going to take the Hamilton line though. Right over the curb on the right.
I have to say, I kind of missed the F1 2013 super bright orange clouds at this stage of the race.
Oh yes.
Classic sunset.
They were quite something. An iconic thumbnail. And look at this, SLI on the back of Ignaldi, actually. Ignaldi defends with his 62 penalties.
Yes.
No getting past now, SLI. Joker, let's check his lap times again. Jack does a 41.1, pretty good. And Joker does a 40 dead, so that's a second. Go for Jack. But he needs to get past Partyfox and Jack. 4 seconds to Jack.
Yeah, Joker's problem, of course, is that he might catch Partyfox soon, but then he also has to get past him without losing too much time and still have time after that to catch Zach.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough task for Joker to get second in the championship.
We've seen some mental things happen in this championship, and I wouldn't be surprised. Menk, half a second lead. Those Cramps and Menk might have an incident. Cramps might fall back, but still nose to tail. We've only got 3 laps after this left in this championship.
Yeah, Joker will be looking to make this move as quickly as possible. He even thought about it going into that braking zone there, but a little bit too far behind. And of course, frustratingly for him, as actually Ligan sets the fastest lap of the race, down in 11th place, having just pitted for new Hypersofts. So maybe not too surprising, but he's going for that fastest lap for his stats, I guess. But Joker now has to sit behind the Renault through this final sector, which is going to cost him valuable time, as Partyfox is now 3.2 seconds ahead of Jackdaw with only 2 laps to go in the race.
Looking ever more impossible for Joker. He had his opportunity, he blown it. Only a couple, 3 laps left. He's going to be behind Partyfox in this first sector as well. Cramps remains just under a second behind Menk. Jackdaw has picked up a 10-second penalty from Connaughton. How on earth did he manage that? And now Joker only needs to get past Partyfox.
Of course, we don't know if that penalty will stay with the potential stewards' inquiries, but if it does, then this move for 4th could well be the move for 3rd.
And the Joker makes the move. He's up at the 4th. And all he needs to drive to the end now, and he'll end up 3rd. And which will mean he finishes in 2nd in the championship. How on earth?
Oh, he's missed that apex.
How on earth did Jackdaw manage that? Let's look at his race director. Incredible. He had one warning before and then picked up 10 seconds, so possibly missed the braking zone at the end of sector 1 and went straight over.
Joker is flying at the moment. He might not even need Jackdaw's penalty to stay, because he's catching him at a rapid pace now. Look at this!
Oh my!
Look how much it's closing through the final sector. Is Jackdaw having an issue?
I
He must have.
if he's got any damage. Joker now looking to make the move up the inside of turn 1. And he's went wide, and Joker completes the move at the 4th. He's made the comeback. Unbelievable, as we were saying. Anything can happen in the league, and Party Fuchs around the outside of the Ferrari as well. Joker looks like he's gonna get second after all in the championship. Unbelievable. Now look
It
at it.
might not be the win that he wanted, but it's going to be the championship position that he wanted at the very least.
Now look at
Unless
this.
he makes a mistake.
Cramps side by side of Mink for
Oh!
the lead on track. Mink doesn't want to risk it, but Cramps is way
Oh,
off.
he's messed it up.
And yeah, Cramps had to slow down big time there. And make sure you didn't pile into Mink and come back on the track, and Mink maintains a lead on track, in fact. I think Mink was prepared to back out of that one because he didn't need to risk it for the win. Unbelievable as we come onto the final lap. Party Fuchs hang on to Joker. And Kane up the inside of Hinyaldi. Kane's gonna wrap up 13th place in the championship. Maxwell, credit to him, he's stayed in the race to the very end, having been a lap down. Who's gonna finish? Who's gonna cross the line first here? Cramps or Cromps? We've been saying it. Been saying it wrong all race. It's actually French. You don't need to pronounce the P. Here he comes. Cramps up the inside. Mink doesn't need to risk this. Although he's still trying to hang around the outside. He's still there. Choppy broadcast cameras. And Cramps gets moved on. And Mink's not going to be able to get back past him.
He's trying to keep it tight there out of the chicane, and it's giving him a poor exit, which means that he's nowhere near Cramps. He's braked a lot later though, so he's going to be very close through this final sector. Maybe he'll go for it if Cramps gets a bad exit out of any of these remaining corners.
So, into the final sector, the final race. It looks like Cramps nearly locked up and went straight on. It looks like he's going to hang on to take the victory on track, but I'm afraid he's not going to find 9 seconds in the last 2 corners. So Cramps across the line, but Mink will take the victory. The title winner, championship winner, takes the final race win of the season. Joker, after having an incident, and he was dominating this race at one point, he is going to come across the line in third, which will give him second in the championship. He celebrates with a pit wall. Party Fuchs gets one of his best results this season in 4th. Jock Daw lined up 5th, and he actually, well, he'll take 11th in the championship after his late arrival to the league. Kane will finish in a pretty decent 6th place. That's one of his best finishes of the season. Hinyaldi will be 8th, but he's going to drop to 9th.
Yeah, he did actually cross the line in 7th, did Hinyaldi. SLI was all over the back of him through the final lap, but couldn't get past, but of course gets the position anyway with Hinyaldi's penalties. He has 62 penalties, as you said.
And Vigan will pick up the final championship point with his teammate Liggins just crawling round to the end here.
Oh,
and
so
we've got a
Ferrari.
Maxwell who's attempting donuts here.
Attempting being the keyword.
And the Williams did donuts before the line, and so will Maxwell.
Will Max do the donuts?
And Max will finish off this season for us.
Oh, it's been a huge collision after the line. And they're dead.
So here's Meng, a Swedish man, celebrates his 5th win of the season. Very happy. Cramps will finish 2nd. And Joker happy to pick up another podium and second in the championship.
Well, all we can really say about that race was wow!
Wow, indeed. And here are our final race results. Meg takes victory then, Cramps second, 9 seconds penalties as we see. Joker comes back to third, Party Fuchs fourth, Jack fifth, Kane in sixth, Esmay picks up seventh, eighth for Steve after starting fifth on the grid. 2 stopped the race along with Kane, and Yaldi 9th and Vigan finishing 10th for Liggins. Maxon reprimanded, rounding out the rest of the field.
Yes.
Thanks for that confirmation. No. Well, what a season it's been. What a season it's been anyway in the F11 championship. You see, even though we're down in F11, it produces some incredible races, and you know, I've absolutely loved commentating on this. Maybe we'll be back for another season and we'll see some of these drivers again, but for the moment, Menk is your champion, and of course Sauber taking the constructors, so Menk's been basically a one-man team for that. And some late surges from Joker. It was too late in the season to challenge for the championship. He maybe could have. And of course, Cramps finishing third. I wish I had some sort of highlights package for the end of this race, but we're not that good technically.
Not that high tech yet.
Aye, so maybe next season we'll see a montage. But well, thanks for joining us on this crucial final race night, Fisi.
Yes, no worries. It was an interesting race. Actually, some good battling and some drama, and Joker bottling the win. So yeah, had a pleasure to be here.
Thanks very much. Well, we'll see you maybe in some other low league in season 17 on the PC. I've been Imray. Good night.